Hi everyone, my name is Vivian. Thank you so much for being here today with me. Thank you for allowing yourself to explore a little bit more about this practice, and I hope that this video brings some enlightenment to your questions and that we can go on this journey together. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about meditation. And it's funny because when we start to meditate, it's very different than everything that we've done in our lives before. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the basics and the questions that I receive the most about how do I meditate? What is that supposed to be? So first I'd like to talk a little bit about meditation, right? We all know that you sit in a comfortable position and you start slowing your breath and focusing on that. And as soon as you do that, you start having thoughts, most likely. And your mind is like, and now what? What am I supposed to do here? Like, for how long I sit here? How these things actually works. And I'd like to bring the awareness, right, for the topic. And it's sitting in meditation is just a tool. And that's how I'd like to bring it to you, that meditation is just a tool. It's a tool that allows us to connect a little bit more inside and quiet a little bit all the outside stuff, right? We live in a world that we are a lot of the time, to not say all the time, guided from everything that is outside of ourselves, right? And when we sit in meditation and we are able to stop everything that we're doing, everything that we're supposed to do, and we can just stop that for a moment and allow ourselves to be in our presence, we are able to start this journey of self-knowledge that in my head and for me as I use, that's all that meditation does. It's helping this connection within yourself. And that is so simple, right? And we complicate so much because it's something that we are not really used to do. And whenever we sit and everything gets quiet, we don't know what to do because it's not something that we're taught how to do. We were, all of us, I believe, we were taught to do things in a certain way, to be in a certain position in life, and to be in society. We're all taught to act based upon external things. So I think that meditation is this bringing you back home. It's allowing yourself to be in your presence and reconnecting with this center. And the practice of sitting and closing your eyes, it's only a tool. We can meditate doing literally anything as long as you are present and aware of yourself. You can meditate while you are cooking. You can meditate while you're walking. You can meditate while you're playing with your kids. When you are in a conversation with someone, as long as you're there. And we all are, well, I'm always there. And then I ask you, are we? Because so many times we're in a conversation and our mind, instead of being listening to what that person is saying, is thinking what we're gonna answer to that, So in my perception, meditation, it's a tool to allow us to bring that awareness to that present moment, to that present you, not who you've been or what you've done, what you've not done, but what you haven't done, I'm sorry. But just you in that moment with yourself. Who is that person? You know, not your job, not your your role in society, not your role in your family. It's who are you? And meditation, in my perception, is a tool that helps us to synchronize and get in tune a lot with that. Because when we sit in meditation, right, you hear, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna find a comfortable position, you know, place your hand on your lap, and you close your eyes, right? You close your eyes, and only by doing that, 80% of all the external goes quiet, because we perceive and we understand a lot of things through our vision, through our eyes. And by taking that sense from us, we are able to go within, you know, we are able to actually be with ourselves. And that's the whole point behind it. So if you're starting to meditate right now, I'd like to invite you to be comfortable within you. And that's not easy at the beginning, I know. So it's like whenever you sit in meditation, because I'm assuming you're starting the practice now, I want to invite you to be with yourself and be okay with that. Because whenever we start doing that, right, our thoughts are the first thing that gonna come into the scene. And that's okay. Meditation, it's not about stopping your thoughts. It will happen, but eventually. So don't be hard on yourself and like, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to meditate and my mind can't stop. And it won't, because that's the first time that you're asking your mind to do that. So your mind is gonna learn that too with you. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself time and practice so you can start to feel and see the results of it. So you go in meditation and allow yourself to be in that moment, to give yourself that present, that gift that is your own presence, with everything that is happening in there. That so many times we are not aware. And meditation is going to help you with this awareness of yourself. That's why I consider that is a fantastic tool of self-knowledge. It's not about how what I'm doing it's interfering in someone else's life. It's interfering in my own life, right? So you sit down and you can close your eyes, right? And you start just by noticing your breath. Just observing. Try to not judge yourself. I'm breathing too shallow. I'm supposed to be breathing deeper. Try to free yourself from the need of having to have an opinion about things. Start to understand that things are just the way they are, okay? And your shoulders might feel lighter after that. And you sit and you just start to observing yourself. You can start from observing how your breath is. You know, it's shallow, it's deep, it's too fast. You know, just observe. And that's fine. That's a great first step. And then you can start to observe how your body feels. How, you know, if you have something like contracting on your face, you know, your forehead, or if you tense like here, you know, you can start to noticing how your body feels. And by doing that attention, by giving that attention to your body is gonna start to show you signals. You might notice that you have a little bit of tension in your neck, you know, or that your back doesn't feel that awesome, or that the position you're sitting is not comfortable. And it's just observing that, you know, it's just starting that practice of observing yourself. Okay, so you can do this scanning of your body, and then you can perhaps start noticing your feelings. How do I feel right now? You can ask yourself. It's okay to think while you meditate. It's, especially in this beginning, it's really nice that you give your concrete mind something to do, because that's what we do. You know, we are always doing something. And the same way our heart beats, our brain thinks. That's natural, you know? So don't be like, oh my God, I can't think, and you're 5 minutes telling yourself that you can't think. Think, it's okay, you know, it's a way to start. You gotta start from somewhere. Sorry. And start noticing how you feel, right? You can ask yourself, like, how am I feeling right now? You know, it's probably some point in time in your day, like if you're waking up, it's like, how did I wake up today? And like, did I get enough sleep? You know, like, do I feel rested? Do I feel tired? If that's like later on in your day, or maybe even in the morning, it can be, do I feel stressed? Do I feel happy? Do I feel, you know, good to be here now, giving this time to myself? And start noticing how you feel, right? And then, while all that's happening, you have the thoughts. And it's beautiful to stop and use your mind in a different way, because your brain is always trying to figure out, right? How do I do this? How can I do this better? How can I do this faster? How much time do I have? It's always into this this next step mode, right? And you can start noticing, what are you actually thinking about? What are these thoughts talking about? Are they about my day, what happened already? Or are they about my tomorrow? I gotta go to the groceries, I gotta, you know, I have a meeting, that person didn't call me. Or what is it? What is it that your mind is thinking? And just noticing that, just realizing what is going on with you. And it all sounds so simple until you decide to try, you know? And as time goes by, and if I could give you a little bit of a tip of an advice, I would like to invite you to try that for a period. Set a time frame for this that you are exploring. Because if you do today and then you do next week, you don't actually really remember how you felt today, you know? So you can start, and you don't need to sit in meditation for an hour to start, or for 5 minutes, you know? You can start with 1 minute. It's 1 minute that you're gonna start. It's good if you can do first thing in the morning, because at the end of the day you can kind of like, you know, cheat on yourself. So if you can start first thing in the morning, just put a minute there and do that. It's just simple, a little bit of a scan and how you feel, what are you thinking, how is your body, you know, what your body's trying to tell you, and start just being aware of this. Start by just observing. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to justify. Don't try to have an opinion or judge yourself from anything that you are observing. Allow it's just to be, okay? And then I would recommend you starting with a 21-day challenge. You can, invite other people if you feel like, or just keep yourself in track. I don't know how you guys are in like regards to journaling, but you can start your little, your little journal there and like meditated today and that's how I felt. My brain can't stop. I'm thinking about tomorrow, or I'm thinking, what am I doing here sitting for a minute without doing much of anything, and just start having this conversation with yourself, because that's gonna help to you increase your awareness too. So do it for a period of time, like 21 days is a great time frame. It allows us to build habits and try to stick with it, every day doing. And even if it's for a minute, do it for a minute. And give yourself time to adapt, right? Like I said, we're not used to doing this. So you don't expect a kid to just from, crawling go to walking. It will take time. They will fall. And it's okay. And it's the same thing with ourselves, but we forgot that. It's okay to, not master something in the first time we try. So even if it's a little bit challenging, just stick with yourself. Stick with the commitment that you created with yourself and allowing yourself to explore, to adapt, to grow, to know how you feel. You're not gonna know by the first time. Like, I try to meditate for a minute and, not my thing, I can't do it. How do you know? Like, one time is not enough. Even with food. We tried food for the first time and so many of them we didn't like at first. So give yourself this permission of exploring yourself and getting to know yourself better. Because when we do that and we realign with our center, and that's not going to be a one-time thing. We always need to be realigning with ourselves, just because the external world impacts us so much. So you always need to be returning to that place of your center, because then you're living your life aligned to something that you are, and not with something that everyone else wants you to be. That it's true for a lot of us, so it's this reconnection with yourself. It's allowing and like honoring you and celebrating even the decision that you made of doing that, of challenging that, of exploring, trying something new. And that itself is already beautiful, and I honor you for that. I hope you do too. So I think that's what I'd like to share about meditation today. One more tip that just came. Guided meditations are really cool too, because sometimes it's hard for you to guide yourself in this process of scanning yourself and noticing your breath, and maybe someone else guiding you. It can be easier. So that's a way, you can do your own 1 minute of just, getting that synchronization started, and then having someone else guiding you. There's a lot of YouTube videos. I'll be doing some of them too. So that was it. I hope that this brings a little bit of enlightenment in this subject to you. I would love to hear if you had any insights, or if you resonated with something that I said. If there's any topics that you think would be nice for me to come here and share, I would love to do so. I would love to help you and be part in this process with you, because you are definitely part of my process. And I feel so grateful and honored for the opportunity that you are giving me. And I'd like for you to cherish yourself too, for the opportunity that you're giving yourself to explore yourself. And that is beautiful. That's what I'd like to share. If you have anything to add, just share with me. If this video helped you in any way, you please share share with other people, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Namaste.